Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another week of movies. We are doing every movie I've ever seen ever. I'm going to give this a minute to just, calibrate people to come here, so I can just talk about the movies. We're doing 2 decades this time around, 1950 to 1960 or so, the 50s and 60s. So that'll be really fun. Got my whole movie list already set. All the images are there. It's kind of difficult to really figure out how to record in this space that I'm in. Probably should have gotten some more light on me. Take my light, just fix that up there. There we go. Of course, it just falls on me. Brilliant. Got these little lights that are just really dumb. Okay. So now I got a little bit more light. Okay. I think it's been like a minute or so. Yeah, it's been a minute or so. So let's start, shall we? Just getting the ball rolling. Let's go. Cinderella is the first one that I've, seen from the 50s. We're gonna do 50s, then 60s, so that'll be pretty fun. The 50s were a pretty interesting time, post World War II. That's pretty cool, I guess. Where's my hand? There's my hand. It's hard to focus on how to emote when the camera's all the way over here. So I'm trying to over here. It's hard to really, compile everything. I also like keeping Sonic and Mario in the back over here. That's pretty fun. But yeah, Cinderella is a pretty interesting film. Walt was proud of it, I believe. Nothing really much happened in the movie. As far as the B plot, it's just a cat and mouse thing, literally. It's kind of silly in that regard. The Cinderella plot's fine. It's pretty good. I remember liking the Duke and the, other Duke or whatever, those two Duke guys. They were just funny. Someone, one of them, jumping on the bed or something. But it was a really good film, all things considered. It was nice to see, and it was just a good movie. I love the effects. The fairy godmother was great in that movie. Really great character as far as that goes. With her, I really was impressed with some of the effects in that movie, and it was just good, but not as good as the rest on this list, which we'll see in a bit. Next one is Lady and the Tramp. A marginally better film. Very slow, though, but I did like this one. It actually was pretty good. I liked the romance scene with the Bella Notte. That was always one of the best. I love that one. That was really great. It was just super cute. The rest of the film's a little boring, but it's kind of like a nice little break from humans in a way with the movies. You see a lot of animals everywhere. Having animals be the main star is pretty interesting in a world full of humans. Something more contemporary is nice too, which is pretty good. I like that. And I find it just to be a cute film. I remember Jock as a cute character. The Siamese cats are kind of not really that PC anymore, if they even were. I don't know why they would constantly make Siamese cats Siamese. We will see that in a later movie. That we'll check that out later on with a different movie coming up. But Lady and the Tramp is a good film. Very cute, very heartwarming. I like how you don't know the main characters' names, Jim, Dear, and Darling, the humans at least, the main humans, but it's just cute to see these little animal characters walk around, even though it was a little bit boring or so. Alice in Wonderland is great. I love the weird myriad of characters. There is no story. It's just it's a trip, literally. And the poster here really... This one exemplifies that. My camera's flipped around. It's really hard to, know what I'm doing. The poster really represents that, exemplifies it, and it's pretty fun to see. This whole movie, all these characters running around. They reuse, one of the lizard guys from this movie in a different Disney movie. The Queen is nuts. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are fun. Cheshire Cat is amazing. I love that character so much. Alice is a great character, learning how to grow and learn throughout her life. I probably should be doing little bios on these movies about what the movie's about. I really should start with that. Let's backtrack a bit. Yeah. Cinderella's about a young girl who is sort of like destitute, and she finds a she has a fairy godmother that helps her out to go to this ball she wants to go to and meet the prince, and that's cute. Lady the Tramp is a slice of life movie about two dogs that fall in love, but it's like Romeo and Juliet, where one of them is a tramp and the other is a sophisticated kind of lady, and they fall in love together. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Alice in Wonderland is about a young girl who goes into this fantastical wonderland and meets a lot of characters and learns about growing up. And it was a great movie. I liked it a lot. A lot of hallmarks of Disney that we'll see in the future with a lot of same characters. The White Rabbit shows up again, his actor at least, but that's pretty fun also. Peter Pan. Well, that actor shows up here in Peter Pan as Smee. But Peter Pan is really good. It's about a family. It's about a family of kids that, again, like Alice, are kind of, trying to find themselves as well under the rule of their parents and stuff, kind of like Alice did. So it's like Alice except a multitude of characters. This movie is a little more streamlined, has a better story, has more consistent characters, and a more consistent world in a way. And the effects are beautiful. The sets are gorgeous in this one. The music is amazing. The music is great in all the Disney movies, at least. I really love those. But here we have Peter Pan, who they meet. He's this young boy who's never grown up. It's Neverland, where they've never grown up, and they get whisked away to Neverland by Peter Pan and fight pirates and, find these lost boys who need a mother and meet Native Americans. And I'm going to just gloss over that point. Captain Hook keeps scheming to beat Peter Pan, but he never wins because Peter can fly. It's a really fantastical, fun story. It's pretty cool and is just gorgeous to look at as well as watch. How's it going, Golden Apple? Welcome to the channel. But yeah, Peter Pan is a great movie. I really like it a lot, and it's fun to see. Next up is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I saw this at my cousin's house. He loves these old movies, and I thought it was great. James Mason plays the character of the I don't even know his name, honestly. I've forgotten about this movie a lot, but I remember it being really cool. The effects are great, and the organ is inside the Haunted Mansion. I will get to the Sonic movies when I get to the Sonic movies, but thank you for your questions and concerns. But right now, we are in the 1950s and 1960s. Sonic will exist in 30 years or so stay tuned for that. But 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is about these explorers that go into this giant submarine run by Captain Nemo, who owns this big submarine, and it's like he has an organ inside of it, and it's really cool. There's a giant squid attack. It just adventures in a submarine at the bottom of the ocean. It's pretty cool. And there's a ride actually at Tokyo, Japan that I went on. It has a bunch of cool stuff to see there, and it looks really nice. And the set design of that ride is phenomenal. I don't even know why I'm putting this this high, not remembering it that much, but it's just a fun movie. It's a great ride, great acting, great casting. Oh, is it Kirk Douglas? Yeah, Kirk Douglas is in this, and James Mason as always. Everyone is James Mason today. We're going over all the movies. I'm kind of going into Keith Richards a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But James Mason has his voice kind of like this. It's very incredibly cool. It's very cool to see. He was also in North by Northwest, which I think I don't have on this list. 1959. I mean, it technically counts for this list. I'll probably bump it up and put it over to this. Cary Grant is in this movie, and he does a great job at being Cary Grant, this kind of nice, cordial kind of man. Kind of like that a little bit. Not the most Cary Grant voice. That's a better Cary Grant. You gotta really clip your vowels there. With Cary Grant. I've had water in a while. I should probably drink some water. But yeah, that was just fun. Very fun movie. Pretty cool. Good effects, honestly. I remember that giant squid scene. It's in my head. Just stuck there. But that's cool. 12 Angry Men is great. I am a huge fan of movies in small locations with small casts, and this one is it's one of them. It's great. I really love how that movie works. All the characters. It's about. I need to stop not prefacing these movies. 12 Angry Men is about 12 men who are in a jury to convict another man, and it goes over the deliberation process on how one guy turns all of them from guilty to not guilty. And it's brilliant how the movie works. It's been redone many times. There have been plays called 12 Angry Jurors, and I really feel like the word juror needs to be taken out of the dictionary because it's too hard to say. Oh my gosh. Rural jurors is a really hard word to say. I forgot who's in this movie. Well, Henry Fonda's in it, but there's a bunch of other great actors from the 50s and 60s that do a great job in this movie. I would highly recommend this one. See it if you haven't. And it's just great. It's in black and white, but honestly, black and white does not make or break a film. I personally love this one. It's excellent. And number one is one of my favorite movies to date for Disney. I love this one so much. Maleficent steals the show. The rest of the characters are awesome too. We even get a conversation between our male and female lead, which isn't a thing that Disney would do until way later on. But yeah, they're starting to realize in this that basically they gotta, get their characters talking as far as their male and female leads, have a conversation. Otherwise, like the prince in the original Snow White, there's nothing. But yeah, this film rocks. The climax is one of the best final acts to a Disney movie I've ever seen. It just goes, and never stops, and it's just epic. Beautiful film, gorgeous soundtrack. I think it's like Tchaikovsky. They reworked his music from the ballet into the film, and it's brilliant. Maleficent's theme is awesome. Maleficent's spell is awesome. Maleficent is awesome. Eleanor Audley is great because I'm watching all these old westerns, and she just keeps showing up, and then I'm like, yeah. She also played the Cinderella, the evil stepmother, Lady Tremaine, in that movie. But this one is one of the goats. One of the goats. I really love this one, and this movie is phenomenal beyond all reason. It's just great, and I love this movie. It's just amazing. The characters are really nice. It has that kind of parents figuring out their kids are actual people and helping them out and stuff. Even though the parents are great, I love the two dads of the families are great. It's really funny. And there's a whole Romeo and Juliet theme for this decade, I believe, with movies and stuff, which is pretty interesting. And that's just it's one of the best Disney movies of all time. It's in my top 10 forever. I will love Sleeping Beauty always. Oh God, Mary Blair does an amazing job with all of the decoration and the concept art and the set design, and I love her art. She did a lot of stuff on Alice also. That was awesome as well. Just a beautiful movie. One of the greatest of all time. Okay, so glazing that film. Enough. 1960s now, I believe. That was the 50s. So let's go to the 60s. Doctor Strangelove is a film I don't understand. Oh, I never went over shoot. Wrong way. Okay. I never went over Sleeping Beauty. Sorry. Sleeping Beauty is about a young, the story honestly. It's about a young woman who gets cursed by a witch on her 16th birthday to fall asleep, and then it's a fantastical land where this prince is, helped by 3 fairies to save the day and defeat the witch and rescue the princess. That's it. Okay, Doctor Strangelove is about the atomic war, the atomic age, and I just don't understand it. It's a satire comedy by Stanley Kubrick, who broke a lot of his film conventions to make this, I guess. I think I was born too late to understand this, honestly. There is an element of comedy here, definitely. And an element of great acting here, definitely. But it is kind of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I'll get to eventually later. before my time. I just couldn't understand this that well. Not really like one of my favorite movies ever, but I respect it and appreciate it. Peter Sellers does an amazing job. I love Peter Sellers. Did I even put any Pink Panther movies on this list? I probably forgot to. Pink Panther movie. When did that come out? Oh wow, there are no Pink Panther movies on this. I might just do a list then. Yeah. Pink Panther movies are definitely great though. I forgot to put them on here, honestly. These lists get better and more thorough as I go on throughout the years. Like I get really nitty gritty. Like there's lists of theatrical films released in the 60s and stuff like that, but honestly, the Pink Panthers to me jumble together. So yeah, this is a good movie. If you're older than I am, by a certain degree or so, like 40 years or so, you will love this movie. I really respect Kubrick and what he did. He actually had one of the actors do a take in the movie where it was really like, do it straight, okay, do it like how the script is, and then okay, improv, and they used all the improv takes, and the guy was really upset about that. I think it was Slim Pickens, maybe. I forget the actor's name, but that was pretty funny to see as well. It's an interesting movie, pretty cool, but honestly, before my time. I eventually might get it. Hey, if we have an atomic war, I might understand this even more, but yeah, and the ending is brilliant. Gravity Falls references it, and it's great. It's just a really great movie. It's a mad, 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 mad world. If you've ever seen Rat Race is based off of this movie. And this is a really good movie on how, like, it's about a bunch of people are mailed in location of a treasure, and they all have to get it. And basically, it's watching all these people try to find this big X of palm trees in Hollywood. And they're driving from all locations across the map. I forgot who's in this. It's a huge cast. I think Dom DeLuise. I'm going to look at the cast right now. Mad. Cast still alive. That's sad to see. Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett's in this. Phil Silvers, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, Dick Shawn, Jonathan Winter. Jeez, Terry Thomas. Oh my God, what a great cast. Jimmy Durante's in this. What? Peter Falk, Eddie Anderson, Jerry Lewis, Arnold Stang, Carl Reiner, Jim Backus. Oh my God, Don Knotts. I need to watch this again. Maybe I'm not giving this enough credit. Sterling Holloway. Yeah, it's like every big star of the 50s and 60s is in this movie. It's actually quite brilliant how it all comes together. I just don't remember it enough to actually understand how, this movie is great. So I may have to watch it. Larry Fine of Stan Freberg. I love how I know all these names, and I think my fan Bob Hope's in this. Oh my God. So yeah, I may have to watch this again because I'm a huge fan of all these actors and actresses, and yeah, putting a pin on this to watch it again later on, but I gotta say it's a fun movie. It's just fun. Yeah, and the ending is pretty good too. 2001: A Space Odyssey, another Kubrick film. He does a great job with movies. This is phenomenal. It's just slow for my taste. It's about, oh God, how do I describe this? There's like a vignette kind of movie where there's like different scenes and stuff. Like one of them is about how man fights man, but it's apes, and they find this giant stone or metal monolith, and they worship it. And one of the monkeys destroys another monkey with a bone, and then we cut to him throwing the bone in the air to a spacecraft or something, and it's just it's weird. And then we cut to a spacecraft where these space guys are doing space stuff. I'm really just going over the plot really minimally here. And they have this robot named Hal, who is the ship mission command, and Hal is trying to prevent them from doing their mission, but they want to do the mission. And it's just man versus man versus machine. It's pretty interesting and kind of weird. And then there's time travel in the end, and it's just trippy and creepy, and I really don't know how to say how I like this movie other than that it's really pretty to look at and intellectually fascinating. It's pretty cool to see this world, work, and how it, this future just go. I remember like there's like hamster wheels in space where you could run or something, and just how they made gravity work, and the set design is beautiful, and all of it's really great. It's just a little bit too nebulous and slow sometimes, but I definitely recommend this movie. It's just awesome. I really love how it looks. I love how it works. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. But yeah, it's just nice. 101 Dalmatians is about a dog named Pongo and his master, and they meet another Dalmatian, and they fall in love and have a few puppies here and there. And they're caught up in this plot by this woman named Cruella de Vil, who wants to skin the puppies alive and all the dogs alive to make fur coats for herself. And it's just about the puppies doing that. And they find way more puppies, and there's dogs, and the dogs are barking, and it's like kind of annoying. There's a whole scene where these dogs are just barking from like town to town, and it takes like 10 minutes and just like kills the pace of the movie entirely. Cruella's fun, but not my favorite Disney villain. She's fun at the end, but the whole movie she's just kind of annoying and in a way boring. The maid is cute. I forgot her name, and I forgot what the humans were called, but they're nice also. Horace and Jasper are funny, the two bumbling idiot villains, and the animation's done in this kind of scratchy sort of like style where it's like Xerox. It's done in the Xerox style. It's really good, and I love that kind of thing. Where they take the sketches that people drew, and they just put it right onto the cell, and then they just paint over that, and they're done, and make it easier and simpler for the work to be finished for animation. And it looks really great. I love sketchy styles. In fact, that's my personal style, using that kind of sketchy like style in a way. Just kind of constantly draw over the line you're drawing to make what you're doing. And it's just great. I really love how it looks. The plot's kind of meandering. Characters are pretty solid. It's good. Jungle Book is better, though. Again, more streamlined story. It's really nice. There's a lot of characters in the jungle that this little boy Mowgli goes in the jungle and meets a bunch of animals and lives in the jungle basically his whole life. I think his parents were, destroyed. I'm going to keep saying destroyed. But his parents were just, gone. And he's raised by a pack of wolves. And then he's raised by this bear named Baloo, who's just chill and fun. And he has this protector named Bagheera, who's this panther guy. Not Black Panther, but... and that's fun, at least. It's good. It's this really kind of like, 60s kind of like jazz kind of vibe, in a way. Where it's like hip and like bebop and stuff like that, and crazy daddy-o and that kind of thing. Crazy man. But yeah, that was cool, at least. I really love the animation. Again, it's in that scratchy style. The characters look really great. We have Louis Prima doing his thing with the music. We have, I forget who voices Shere Khan, but he's a great character too. Sterling Holloway plays Kaa, the snake. Oh, I'm going to put you to sleep with my sleeping eyes. You're getting very sleepy. You should also subscribe right now. Kind of like Winnie the Pooh a little bit. But it's an all-in-all great movie. Oh, those vultures are kind of like the Beatles, and a little bit sort of Beatle-y, and it's kind of a little product of the time of the 60s in a way. And just a little bit of the ways like that. Kind of. But yeah, it's good. It's just a really good movie. It's very fun and very cute and has a lot of great jokes. Baloo puts on monkey face, which we should cancel him for. I don't know why we haven't started a movement on that yet. Hashtag cancel Baloo. Let's go, I guess. Alright, moving on. And that song is great, by the way. Not Friend Like Me. Oh, shoot. I Want to Be Like You. Yeah, the music is really good in this one, too. And I just love how there's a barbershop quartet for the Beatles vultures. It's pretty funny. Alright, moving on. Sword in the Stone is awesome. A lot of people are like, no, this isn't good. And I'm like, yes, it is. I really love this story. It's a little boy named Wart, who is his actual name is Arthur. He's the page boy for this, castle. He has a brother who is, really mean to him and annoying and supposed to be the best knight ever and, the best swordsman and archer and everything. But he's just a big jerk. and then his dad is like really bumbling and annoying, and the only guy with any sense is Merlin, who is this wizard, lives in a little tower in the castle, and has a pet owl named Archimedes, who is just like, the only other sane person in the movie. And so Merlin, in lieu of his dad or his brother teaching him anything, um, Merlin teaches Wart basically how to, use magic and turn himself into animals and be a better person and unlock the, sort of power within himself. This does get lost a bit in the movie, I do admit, but I find the whole of the movie to be better than the sum of its parts in a way. There's a couple of vignette scenes in the middle of the movie where we go over the different animals that Wart can transform into, which is all set up for the climax. That actually Wart doesn't really have much to do with, but it's really cool. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's just really fun. He turns into like a squirrel and falls in love with and a squirrel falls in love with him and Merlin. Another squirrel falls in love with Merlin. A squirrel falls in love with him. And that squirrel being sad is one of the saddest things. Because he turns back into a human. And Squirrel realizes this. And she's just so sad. And it's just like, oh my god, my heart is just like pouring out for this little squirrel. And it's like, whoa, how Disney can make you, emotions. The emotional resonance of this movie is really good. That's kind of what I'm going for in these reviews. Do I remember this movie? Do I have positive feelings from it after like years of, not watching it? Do I still remember the movie positively or negatively? And this is like, I haven't really watched any of these recently, so I kind of have a fresh, clean feel on these movies. And this one's really good. I love Sword in the Stone. It's a really great movie. I think it's very fun. And the ending is phenomenal. There's a wizard duel between Merlin and a witch. And it's just so great to see, and it's fun. It's just a fun little movie. I really love it. A lot of people are like, no, this kind of sucks. And I'm like, you're wrong. But yeah. All right. Okay, I think it's number 1. No, we're getting close to it. Mary Poppins is really great. I love this movie. It's an awesome lesson on being with your kids as a parent. It's another thing like Merlin and Sword of the Stone, where it basically goes about like there's basically a magical character teaches some kids lessons and also teaches the parents lessons. I don't think the parents really learned anything in the original in Sword of the Stone, but in this one there's a great learning moment at the end. And gosh, Julie Andrews can sing, dang it. It kills me that we'll never hear that again because she had throat cancer. Why do all the people with great voices get throat cancer? I don't understand. I don't think she smoked. I hope she didn't. But, c'est la vie. Gosh, this movie is great. There is a whole dancing scene with penguins. There is a beautiful animated scene in like the middle of the movie where they interact with animation, and it's just gorgeous to see. This one I saw like a few months ago, so it is fresh in my mind. But I didn't really, put it anywhere different than where I would have put it a couple years ago. I didn't really change my list or anything, like I did with the previous list. Films I haven't seen in years, I would just change around. This one I didn't shuffle anything. It's all just pretty much clear. But this movie kicks butt. I love the effects in it are gorgeous. The practical effects of the bag, like a lamp coming out of her bag, is great. And then we got like just going down the banister, all of them going down the banister, and then all the maids, all the other maids and housekeepers just like flying away, and you have to like make the set a different way in order to like accommodate that and shoot it from a high angle or something, and that was really cool. And Dick Van Dyke playing 2 characters is awesome. He was great in this, not despite the accent, but because of it. It really added some charm and character, and it was fun. Dang it, it was so fun. And it's beautiful, too. It's just a beautiful movie. Go see Mary Poppins if you haven't. It's one of the Disney movies that is like an honorary, like, animated movie. I would put it in my animated movies list. But it's mostly live action. But it's great. It's gorgeous. One of the best of all time. But so is Sound of Music. Sound of Music is phenomenal. Holy cow. This movie is just epic. I really love the opening. You know, the helicopter shot going over the field. She's singing, and then it's. Well, how do I describe this movie? Let's just describe this movie. It's about a woman that runs away from a nunnery to work for a. Oh gosh, he's like a count or something, like a duke or whatever. I haven't watched this movie in a while. He's like a high statesman, and again, it's about a woman teaching young kids how to be better and how to like discipline. And she tries to teach these kids. There's like 10 of them or so in the same family. It's kind of weird in a way for me. I think the mom might be gone or something. I think this is why. I think this is why she was hired, because the mom is gone. But it's with this guy who is this really big head of state, and he needs someone to take care of his children and teach them manners and everything. It's just a lovely film about how, how she teaches the kids and the husband learns and grows as they're being taught, and there's a romance, and then they get married, and then suddenly, there's how do I describe this without being demonetized? The villain of World War II. I'm going to put it that way. The villains of World War II. Those guys. It starts with an N. They have a weird plus sign as a logo with extra arms. Bad people. I'm going to call them the bad people. So these bad people are like, I think he's in league with the bad. That's what it is. He's in league with the bad people, but he doesn't really know they're bad yet, as I don't think anyone knew then, Kind of a shock to everybody back then. But he realized the bad people are bad, and they're a family of singers. I'm like remembering the plot as I go along. They're a family of singers, and they do this whole performance thing, and they escape to the Alps or something and leave before they can be caught or whatever. And it's just a really great movie. I really love how this movie is done. The music is gorgeous. The set design is phenomenal in it. There isn't really any animation, but it's just such a good movie that I don't care. It really just, rings with you. The music just like a sponge to my heart. Just like, I don't know, just like, it's great. It wraps around you, comforts you. It's very like a blanket. This movie's like a blanket. It's really good. I just love how it like works out. And there's a romance with a good plot twist in there, actually. I remember liking that plot twist. And the characters are really nice, too. Sound and music is amazing. It's just a wonderful film. And awesome. Just another awesome one. Alright, I believe this is the last one. And this is a surprise to even me. To Kill a Mockingbird. I read this in high school. And I really fell in love with it. And the movie was amazing too. My teacher would like you to know that there's a character named Mr. Yule in this movie. Not Ewell, Mr. Yule. So, thank my teacher for that. But it was just a really great movie. I really just love this one. It was very, it's very slice of life. And it's about prejudice, in our world. And it's another courtroom thing, like 12 Angry Men was. But it's done with a lot of heart. Gregory Peck knocks it out of the park. My uncle was named after him. He's so cool, I guess. But he really did a great job with this movie. And it was just awesome. Atticus Finch is one of the best dads like ever on TV and movies. Scout did a great job. The whole mystery of Boo Radley we'll figure out later on with that. And just all the characters are really good in this one. I really loved it. It was a wonderful movie with a lot of heart and a lot of soul to it. There's soul to this movie. That just the human condition, how we treat each other. And I find it really scary how it hasn't changed. Problems then are still problems now. Some odd, 50 years later or more. I don't get it. It bothers me a lot, in a way. But yeah, Kill a Mockingbird is a great movie. I really love this one. It was just super well done. And it's another black and white one. I love it. And it just has a lot of heart, a lot of soul to it. And it's a really old school, chill film. Pretty small cast, but it rocks. It really rocks. And that was great. Alright, everybody. That was Every Movie I've Ever Seen Ever, Part 2. The 1950s and 1960s. If you like this video, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, I will eventually get to all the cartoons and all the movies you want to see over time. Just keep liking and subscribing so I know you like this, and I'll keep doing this. But until then, I'll see you guys around for the next one when we hit the 1970s, and that's gonna be fun. I'm also gonna split the 80s into 2 parts just because it's like a little simpler, a little easier that way, a little more fun for everyone. But yeah, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later on. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And take care. Make sure to watch all my other stuff, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.